Trendy Recapped. This movie premiered grandly within the USM Christmas 2010. That is the very well-known film within the international. The movie made $237.04 a dollar, with a 112 finances, so it becomes successful. Amen. Welcome to the Trendy Recap. These days, I give an explanation for an interesting film, Gulliver's Travels, which changed into released in 2010. Be careful and enjoy. The film begins with a man who is exhausted at his tiring paintings in a mail room of recent Yorktown. Permit me, Will Gulliver of the Metropolis newspaper desires to amaze Darcy Silverman, a journalist. He manages to convince her that he could make a document on his fake huge global journeys, claiming that his goal is to be a journalist, when having writer's block and assuming that Darcy would not like to spend time with a man from the mail run. Darcy, pleasantly amazed by means of Gulliver's file, assigns him a new gate the next day to make the journey towards the Bermuda Triangle and compose an article at the grates of ships going lacking there. Gulliver sold a ship and sails in the direction of the Bermuda and movements toward the mysterious triangle. Gulliver is trapped in a big storm due to the fact that taking a nap at the reins of his boat, and the boat is swept with the aid of a huge wave. He floats unconscious to the shorelines of Lilliput, in which he is prompted as only a monster by way of the village's small citizens. Gulliver is stuck and kept in a cave just after Metropolis's people accuse him of being a hazard due to his stature. Here, Gulliver finds a fellow captive called Horatio, who were imprisoned by using trendy Edward for his emotions for Princess of Lilliput. Married regardless Edward's own emotions for her, Gulliver controlled to break out from the plow system that he's pressured to work, while Lafasha sends numerous warriors to abduct Mary, and Gulliver eventually saves the girl from just being abducted. Gulliver also urinates on fireplace to keep Theodore the king and Mary's father. Gulliver is hailed as a superhero via the humans of Lilliput, and he lied about being the president of Nye, in line with Yates. Edward, on the other hand, gets dissatisfied because of the lavish centers prepared for Gulliver, for being bestowed, given a uniform as a honorable colonel of the Lilliputian military, as Gulliver receives livid voice messages of Darcy, who is obliged to update him, and he or she says she can fly to Bermuda at once, due to the fact she determined his report turned into plagiarized, and so now to test him, the locals locate his deliver and his belongings the following day. The Fashion Marine sets the Metropolis on Ashwold after Edward disables its protection system. In response to Gulliver's world remedy, he overcomes the army while being resistant to fireballs shot at and shamed once again. Additionally, with the princess refusing to be involved in any way with him, Edward defeats City Bifasha, bringing with him plans for a gadget he designed from a paper and Guitar Hero online game publication that belonged to Gulliver. Fushans sneakily assemble the robot, and Edward serving as navigator. Gulliver is pressured to tell the townspeople that he is truly the man from the mailroom, and no extra. When Edward, who's handling the robotic alongside human beings, fashions attack Lilliput, Gulliver is sent to the beaches of the deserted island. Rabingak Glendocklitch effortlessly catches him by capturing Gulliver in a glass field. As Gulliver awakens, he sees himself in a floral frock in a toy residence room that starts to tremble as the small female tears away the room's wall and proceeds to look coldly and eerily at a small prone Gulliver. When he sees the stable massive small female heals in terror, and the lady puts a toddler bottle and starts off evolved, aggressively feeding him. The girl handles him like a doll. Horatio, who's rushed to are looking for Gulliver after being rejected via Mary, tells Gulliver that the journalist in our scene is held through the Befushans after turning into trapped in the triangle in a comparable way. Gulliver almost get away with Horatio way to the parachute he stole from the bones of a deceased United States of America Army aviator, once more within the playhouse, having a fight with Edward, now not only for the Lapid's freedom, but additionally for its survival, since Edward vows to it if Gulliver fails. Gulliver sooner or later overcomes Edward, with the help of Horatio, who destroys the robotics uppercutting guns. Horatio is lauded as a hero, and King offers him authority up to now marry Edward. Drawing close, Madness mourns to homicide Mary, but she is sooner or later pissed off with Edward moves the scoundrel in his face in Anchor, as Theodore the king chooses to hang All Blue. Models start a conflict. Gulliver manages to bring the dueling humans together with the aid of reading battle by way of Edwin Starr and Darcy, and Gulliver tour back to Mick on the restored boat. After getting back from in foreign places challenge, Gulliver has come to be a actual ride. Writer takes Darcy to be casually keeping hands, even though the film ends. Please subscribe our channel. Trendy Recap. Thank you.